I do want to get your thoughts on this story because you're a music exec. So for the listeners who don't know, Jason signed Katy Perry, Lorde, Skid Row. It's an extensive history of
two of those artists.
Which one?
I don't like hair bands.
I never liked hair
bands.
It's Katy Perry and Lorde. Okay, good.
Mm-hmm. That wouldn't have been my first guess.
How about that?
Never liked the hair bands.
Yeah. So, Beyonce was in the news. She just performed her first concert since 2018 at a opening for a hotel, the Atlantis. It's called Atlantis the Royal in Dubai, right? And she was reportedly paid $24 million for this performance. Nice little corporate gig.
Yes.
Yeah. It's what you were paid for Funny You Should Ask, right? On Tuesday?
Yes,
Yeah, something like that.
Paid me himself.
Just about that. So similar.
And then everyone's like, why are you playing Dubai? And then she's like, I'm bringing people together.
Right.
And it's like, but you're also getting $24 million.
Right. So she's getting a lot of criticism, especially from like the LGBTQ community because of the UAE's views on homosexuality, gender reassignment, et cetera, et cetera. So they're asking her for comment. Her reps have not responded as to why she decided to perform in that country, although I think we all know why. $24 million. But yeah, this is her first performance since 2018. It's followed by a fireworks and drone show, Swedish House Mafia. I know, those are a big thing.
I would assume the deal is you just suck it up. You get your $24 million. You kind of lay low for 3 weeks. The news cycle changes, and who cares? You know you're going to take some shit for playing Dubai, right?
Beyonce's not getting canceled.
But she's not getting canceled.
No.
So it's like, take the money.
She could do it.
I'm generally, I think we're asking too much of celebrities. Like, let's just say she didn't play Dubai. Problems over with the gay community. Like, I feel like it's her career. She can do what she wants. I don't think we should get that sanctimonious about it. But I don't know. What do you think?
What do you think?
I'm with you on this one, Adam. I mean, I obviously have a strong aversion to any sort of, discrimination against people based on their sexuality, their whatever their personal choices are in almost anything. As long as you don't, my philosophy is if you don't hurt anybody else, do your thing, right? Do your thing.
Do it.
And that goes back to what you were saying before. If you want to do a bunch of fucking crack and sit at home and watch TV, that's not my issue, right? Don't get behind the wheel. Don't hurt anybody else, and we're good. So that's why I think decriminalization is the answer. And of course, we still have to maintain public safety in that sense. So I don't disagree with you at all on that. So in this case, you're right. It probably doesn't change a damn thing in Dubai, whether she does this or not.
Well, maybe it's a good thing because everyone gets outraged and says, in Dubai, gays and lesbians and transgenders don't have the right. Now we have a conversation about it in a sort of way when they try to boycott Chick-fil-A and then everyone goes to Chick-fil-A. It doesn't work, but it starts a conversation. Now, we're all talking about Dubai, and we're all talking about how oppressive they are to the gay and lesbian community. So maybe Beyonce's had her cake and eaten it as well. Maybe she got her $24 million and started a conversation about the oppressive nature of Dubai.
That's an interesting way to look at it. I hope you're right.
That's the way. If I were her publicist,
that's the way
I would say you're welcome.
Yes.
So her newest album that she just released, Renaissance. So she dedicated that album to Black queer culture. She didn't play any of the songs from it.
Was she on the horse that's out front of P.F. Chang's on the album of that, on the cover of that?
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure she's on the horse that's in front of the P.F. Chang's.
There it is, yeah. How'd you get up there? That is a big horse.
That's an amazing picture.
It's a great picture. Her boobs look so big, don't they?
Yeah.
Sorry.
She's pushing them out there. Yeah. She's not a forgotten woman.
No, she does not shop at the Forgotten Woman.
Update. Forgotten Woman exists.
I found it. There's
Jodi
a chain of them. She started them in the
70s
in New York because she gained 80 pounds after her husband died or blah, blah, blah. And then nobody wanted to look at her anymore, so she started this chain, and then she lost the weight and gained the weight and lost the weight in open places, and then
now
Jason's down in New York. Do you remember the Forgotten Woman?
The Forgotten Woman?
No.
It's a plus size store. Some woman named it the Forgotten Woman because when women gain weight, you forget about us.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, we see them, but we don't see
them, but you don't acknowledge them. See, exactly. Who?
That's right.
Who's this woman? Yeah.
Yeah. So, Beyonce, this hotel, by the way, opens February. She stayed in the hotel room that costs $100,000 a night.
It has its own island. Its own island in the hotel. I'm just kidding.
I believe it. I
actually believe you. Is that true? Or you
I
just
believe
saying-
you
just made that
too.
up.
It should now. I demand an island. If
I
paying
guarantee you,
$100,000 a
someone
night.
is over there is like, let's put an island in the room.
I need to be
in
completely
your own
surrounded
boat. Yes,
by water.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It's
Little moat.
All right. She got paid.
100,000 a night.
Like
really?
why? Like come on.
She probably got it comped.
Yeah.
She definitely should pay for it. She got $24 million.
She got a comp. Yeah.
I wonder how many nights a year that room's actually booked by someone who's paying book rate.
You know what?
what I mean?
Probably a lot, actually.
You think so?
Yeah.
No, I don't
sheiks,
know.
lot of sheiks.
I think what you do is you take a $13,000 a night room, like
Right.
Ambassador Suite.
Right.
You dub it the $100,000
Yes,
a night
true.
suite, and then you comp it to this guy or that guy, and they go, "Oh my God, they've comped us $100,000." Because who really sets a price for a suite? It's not like some guy's got that rolling wheel with the square footage thing on it, is pacing it off and adding up the cubic feet inside there. They call it a $100,000 suite, then they comp it, and she goes, "I
Yeah,
got a $100,000
right.
suite." But it's like a $100,000 chocolate bar. It costs $199.
Who decides what it is? It's honestly how many more amenities could you have from a $5,000 a night to $100,000? Like, what is somebody actually taking a shit for you?
And let me ask you this: do you sleep more or less? You wouldn't want to sleep too much if you're in there. You're going to get your money's worth,
waste
right?
it.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. But then,
I would, yes.
but then you're tired, and then you can't enjoy it as much. Shit, that's a real problem.
If you
No,
think
I
they
would-
What's
criminalize
in that
cocaine,
room? I
then you
need to
just
know
stay
what's
up
in
the
that
whole
room
time.
now. I need to know why it's 100,000. What kind of things are in that room?
I would imagine a view. It's got to have a view.
Okay, there's a lot of rooms with views.
It's got to have
a butler. A butler.
It's got to have a butler. It's got to have an in-ground tub. You can't have to step up and
Oh,
over
you just
the
step
edge.
into like your own
Step
tub.
down.
Oh, step down into the tub.
Into the tub. I think Mike Tyson and a tiger.
They're just there all the time.
All right.
They're just there.
You want to read about this room?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So upon your arrival, you'll be chauffeured through the private entrance of the 2-level, 4-bedroom penthouse.
I hope you'd be chauffeured at
Yeah,
least.
exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
here, carry your own
Don't
bags,
need the
asshole.
lobby. Need a bell? Need a bell, man? You good? Okay. From there, feel free to roam around
Feel
the
free.
12,141 square foot space, which includes a private white and gold hued foyer, complete with 100-year-old olive trees
It's a tree.
and sky-high ceilings that allow an abundance of sunlight to enter the room. The residence is flush with modern details throughout, from the white marble flooring to the terrace's wood furnishing to the uniquely vivid chandeliers. That
Let
make
me say this about the $100,000 suite. If in fact it cost $100,000 and you actually paid $100,000, you know that shit where they're now. It's about a 4-hour window between check-in and check-out. Like they go, you can't check in until 4 p.m. and we need you out by 11 a.m. And I'd be thinking,
Oh, there it is.
I paid $100,000 for this suite. I'm going for a late checkout.
Yeah.
you have to be able to get
You
some
have to
late
do,
checkout.
yeah.
You
By
know-
the way, that's not a step down. That's you have to step up. That's quite
Oh,
a
there
step
it is.
up.
You're right. It's a
That
step up.
should only be what 80,000 then.
Elderly could not use
Can't
that
get
tub.
used to that.
That's
Also,
right.
who's
ADA
looking at the
accessible.
floor and like, thank God this is like the
What-
marble that I wanted.
Adam, what percentage of people do you think stay in that room that actually tip the housekeeper? That's what I want to know. You know?
Yeah.
My God. And then who has DeBarian cash? I don't even know
Yeah,
what their
what do you even-
currency is.
Yeah, most people don't even carry cash anymore at all. It's a whole
Nobody
situation.
carries cash. You got a Venmo.
Here's a philosophical thought and something I'm going to share with my kids, and this is all you need to know about life. Plywood, which used to be 3/4 of an inch thick, is now like 13/16 or whether it keeps getting a little thinner every year. It's not a full 3/4 anymore. Well, a 2x4 used to be 2 inches by 4 inches. Now it's 1.5 inches by 3.5.
Yeah, they're significantly smaller.
Everything shrinks,
Yeah.
right? But the checkout time and the check-in time, that gets wider.
It gets wider.
Like when
going
I was
on?
a kid or when I was younger, it's like you can check in at noon and check out at
yeah,
1.
no, not anymore.
Now it's like a 4-hour window.
What are you doing?
You
They're-
check in at 3,
they-
and they still say, "Oh, your room's not ready."
Right.
Yeah,
You
They-
know
it's a
your room is
gamble.
ready.
They are doing what Big Plywood is doing, except for the opposite direction. It behooves them to grow that window, and it behooves them to shrink make that plywood, and that's the nature of business and man. That's the way it's going to go. My kids can enjoy a world where plywood is wafer thin and checkout times are like 17 hours between check-in and check-out time.
Yeah.
Ironically, there's one product that's actually gotten cheaper over the past couple of generations, and that's drugs.
Oh,
right. And so that's how well the war on drugs works. Is that drugs are the only product that actually got cheaper.
I have said that.
That's true.
People say to me, "You doing cocaine?" Like in the '80s, growing up in Los Angeles and stuff. Like in the '80s, during the height of Miami Vice and cocaine and living in LA, I was making about $8 or $9 an hour, and a gram of cocaine was like $110 a gram, and I was like, I'm making $9 an hour, having taxes taken out. I'm going to buy a gram of cocaine for $100. Now cocaine's $25, $30, or I don't even. Now it's first off, I get a good hourly rate. I should be on it.
You can do a lot of coke now. You know what I mean?
I could only imagine. Look,
Just start doing it.
I'm obnoxious on a cup of coffee. I couldn't imagine doing it below. I'd be a fucking mess.
Yeah, no, nobody.
You guys should be miserable. You think you're miserable now? That's a cup of coffee. You're like it's blowing me.
I take it back. Bad suggestion. Okay, Flom, roll it back. Here we go.
One more.
Also, just before we leave this room, you get a personal butler too, which is nice.
I knew it.
Yeah, you got
to
the personal butler and the personal steam room there too. So, not a bad
Personal
place
steam
to
room.
stay.
You can't share a
By the
steam
way,
room with
on the
anyone else.
suite, while we're on the suite, a friend of mine saw the owner of one of the big hotels in Vegas, one of the big hotel chains, give a talk, and somebody asked a question and said, "What's the craziest request that any of your butlers, they call them, right? That's high rollers get the butlers at the suites. I'm sure they have one at the $100,000 spot too. Or they probably have several. But anyway, the guy said we had one of these guys call up our concierge or butler at 4:00 in the morning and said, in 25 minutes, I want to see a little person in an orangutan having a knife fight in my kitchen.
Amazing. Did he make it happen?
I never got that part of the story, but that would have been pretty impressive. You'd want to find the person who actually figured out how to make that happen, and then either,
I guarantee you they had a little person on call. The orangutan, probably not.
Yeah, that would be tricky.
No orangutan call. Come on. Jesus. All right, let's do one. Crazy. We'll do one more here. Okay, so this one's interesting. So a man was lost at sea in the Caribbean for 24 days.
Wow.
And he survived eating only ketchup, garlic powder, and those Maggi seasoning cubes.
What?
Which was like he was on a
was he on his own yacht? Is that why he had all those condiments?
So he was working on his sailboat off the St. Martin in the Caribbean. He's 47. This guy Elvis Francois. He's doing repairs, and his sailboat he was swept out to sea in his sailboat. Tried obviously to call people, nothing happened. He tried to light a fire, send a distress signal, wrote the word help on the hull of the boat, tried to get plane's attention with a mirror.
So he was clinging to the vessel, or he was on the vessel.
Yeah, he wasn't
in the water.
It was upside down.
I should have mentioned that. So yeah, he was on a boat, but no food, just ketchup, garlic powder, and seasoning cubes for days, 24 days. And
that would ruin
there he is.
bouillon cubes.
Yeah, and ketchup
for me. But you can't ruin ketchup for me.
It's gonna have a deal with Heinz now.
I'd still do it with my fries.
And for water, he would use rainwater. He would just soak a cloth in rainwater.
That's smart.
That's how. Yeah.
Good for
him. Those who are lost at sea.
Well, you can live 30 days without food.
Can you?
It's the rules of 3, isn't it? It's like 3 days no water, 3 weeks.
Yeah, water will get you a lot faster
30
than
days
food will
without
get
food,
you.
and then 3 weeks without, or no, I forget. It's 3 and 3.
If you're doing blow, you can last 45 days without food.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, let's bring it home.
All right. Thanks for listening. Check out the Water Cooler podcast.
All right, Jason, the podcast is called The War on Drugs, and it's available as we speak wherever you listen to finer podcasts, and also Lava for Good is the network. Visit lavaforgood.com to listen to all the shows. Jodi Miller, you can check her out on World's Funniest Weather. Check that on your local listings. And Funny You Should Ask, you can check your local listings as well. Also go to her website because she does dates around the country.
Sure do.
JodiMillerComedy.com. You can go to AdamCarolla.com for all my live dates coming up. And until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Jason Flom and Jodi Miller and Chris Maxipata saying mahalo.